Hey, welcome. It's Domain Day, cheapwinefinder.com, another podcast for a wine review we wrote up on the cheapwinefinder.com website, which we do 3 times a week. And today we've got an Aldi wine. It's either a $9 or $10 wine. It's the specially selected single estate Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc 2023. These Aldi's specially selected wines have been out now for like 14 months or more. And what they were, and there was like, I think it was like in Europe, there's like 50 of them. We got maybe 12 or 13 in the United States, at least as far as my Aldi's did. And what they were is wines from the great wine locations of the world. And here we have Marlborough. It's a single estate, but I think it's the Lismore Wines. They have 4 or 5 of their own wine brands, but they do bulk wine, and they do like this, make wines for other people. Their own brands I hadn't heard of. I don't think that they're in the United States. At least they're not in my market out here. So as an estate, the single estate, I think they're rather large and they have a lot of vineyards. So single estate might not be that important, and it's not usually that important with Sauvignon Blanc from Marlborough, because it's a great place to grow Sauvignon Blanc grapes, and the vineyards almost all thrive, and you can find good grapes everywhere. So yeah, it's nice it's a single estate, but it don't have to be. I'm gonna take a sip of this one. This is a more of a subdued. We'll talk about it after the sip. There's a note of grassiness to it, which I kind of like, because when it's spiky and big and bold and it's grassy, then it can get too much. But here it's just an interesting flavor that flows through. And this is more smooth and slightly creamy. I'm not sure where that comes from. You can get a wine to be creamy by stirring the lees. The dead yeast from the fermentation, usually don't pull them out until the very end. The thinking is that everything in the wine adds to the flavor, so why would you remove flavor? And if you stir them, and on a regular basis, the wine gets this creamy note to it, and it kind of has that. And it has like a sweet apple and melon and nectarine and tropical fruit, and it just has nice flavors, but it's all kind of balanced and mellow. It's 12.5 on the alcohol, so it's an easy sipping wine. 12.5 means it probably came from very cool places, coastal regions, but since it's the South Island of New Zealand and Marlborough, everything is cool and coastal. So what else is there? It's a nice sipping wine. What else do you want? I mean, it's not your typical, it's a different style from where it was there 5 years ago, but it's still good and it still has those flavors. Take another sip. I mean, it drinks really well. I'm going to talk a little bit about something I learned from a New Zealand winemaker a while back. And when New Zealand wines first came on the scene, their Pinot Noir wines was every bit as, or even more hot than the Sauvignon Blanc. Sauvignon Blanc was great, but they said that Pinot Noir wines were the best Pinot Noirs under $20. And all of a sudden they started to fade away. And I was asking what happened to it, and he said, well, Sauvignon Blanc is so easy to grow and not that complicated to produce, doesn't require a lot of aging, and the world likes it. I mean, you can sell it to pretty much any country in the world. And Pinot Noir, those grapes are finicky and take a long time to grow, and the production is complicated. And you normally need oak barrel fermentation, and that takes a while longer. And only certain places are really hot on Pinot Noir. So it was like, what are we doing, putting all this effort into that when we're making money hands over fist with Sauvignon Blanc? So I guess it was a wise decision. And there are Pinot Noirs from, and even value price Pinot Noirs from New Zealand, but just not as many as there could have been. So one more sip and we'll lock this thing up. Yeah, it's an easy to drink Sauvignon Blanc. It's not spiky, a little spicy. It's smooth, it's got really good flavor. It has low alcohol, so you can have a sip at work night and the next morning you're fine. This is the Aldi specially selected single estate Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc 2023. I can't remember if I paid $9 for it or $10, but either one's fine with me. It's well worth drinking. It's a good bottle of wine. So there you go. Keep it cheap. It's starting to get warm around here. Well, not warm. At least not cold anymore. And I think I finally broke down and got Trader Joe's Platinum Reserve Yountville Cabernet Sauvignon. I was like, okay, I'm not buying this stuff, but I did. So we'll be doing that in a couple days, and it's probably going to be pretty good. So adios, keep it cheap, and I'll be talking to everybody. So there you go. Stay warm.